Greetings, potential Clemson student. Today I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about motivation. Okay, so why did I choose to talk about motivation? One of the reasons is because motivation can change your behavior and direct it more towards your goals. Another reason why it's important is because motivation increases initiation and persistence in activities, which means you're more likely to start activities that you want to do, and you're more likely to keep doing activities that you want to do. Motivation also increases how much you care about things, which means you'll be more proud of an A if you get an A in a class that you're really motivated for, and you'll be more upset by a low grade in that class. Motivation also has an impact on how clearly and well you're able to think, so it can help you take tests better. Motivation also affects how much energy and effort you put into tasks. So the more motivated you are, the harder you're going to work for things, and the more you're going to want to get things done. Okay, so now that we know why motivation is important, I'm going to tell you more about motivation and the two different types of motivation. So the first kind of motivation is intrinsic motivation, and it's the best kind of motivation. It's like when you have a natural fascination with something and it just really interests you right off the bat, and it doesn't feel like hard work whenever you're doing it and you really want to do it. That is the best kind of motivation. Intrinsic motivation is obviously the best kind of motivation, but the bad thing about it is that you're not always going to be intrinsically motivated to do things. There's going to be some things that you're going to have to learn that you just really don't want to learn, and that's the bad part about it. So extrinsic motivation is the other kind of motivation, and it's basically rewards or consequences for your actions. So if I get an A in this, I'll get to keep my scholarship. Okay, so one of the advantages for extrinsic motivation is that it can be good and useful in the short term. It can motivate you to, do things for a specific reason in the short term, but like if it's a class for your major or something, you really want to be intrinsically motivated to do that, because extrinsic motivations aren't going to be as effective in the long run. Eventually their effect will not be as great as they were at the beginning. Another reason extrinsic motivators can be bad is that having too much extrinsic motivation to do something over a long period of time can actually destroy your intrinsic motivation to do that same thing, which is one of the reasons why you really need to be intrinsically motivated in the classes that are in your subject area, so that you'll want to keep doing those things. Like for example, if someone pays you $100 to play golf or do some activity that you really enjoy for like a year, and you do that for a year and you get paid money every time you do it, after that year is over and you're not going to get money to do it anymore, it's not going to be as fun and you're not going to want to do it as much. Okay, so this chart outlines motivation really well for me. At the top of it you have intrinsic motivation, which, as I said before, is the best kind of motivation. It's done because you want to do it, you like it, it's interesting. And below that you have extrinsic motivation, and two kinds of extrinsic motivation: for reward and to please others. I really like using rewards and rewarding extrinsic motivation to motivate me to study or to finish a project or something, and keep telling myself that while I'm doing it, I'm gonna reward myself with something afterwards. So a really common problem that people have in some of their classes is that they are intrinsically motivated in some of their classes, but some of their other classes that aren't as important to their major, they're just not as intrinsically motivated in, and it's hard to get motivated in them. And one thing you can do for these classes is to not let everything overwhelm you. Just take small steps just to get as many things done as you can, and don't let everything you have to get done overwhelm you. Another thing you can do for these classes is to get a group of classmates from these classes and start studying with them, and just being around people and studying with people for these classes can help make it more interesting. Another important thing to remember for these classes is that it's not gonna go on forever. Eventually you'll be taking more classes that are more focused on your major, and hopefully you'll be more interested in those classes. So thank you for watching my video about motivation. Hopefully you're more motivated now and you're ready to go take on the world.